If you're like me, you started with a really small budget whenever you started screen printing, and when you're starting out, you don't really know if you want to invest a whole lot of money into screen printing. So one of the first places you look is Amazon for tools, and Amazon does have some really good tools that are cheap and effective that are used for screen printing. So when creating screens, you will need a scooper. So this EMULSION scooper is one of the ones from Amazon. This is a 15-inch one, and it's recommended for screens that are 20 by 24. So one of the main reasons to get this one is obviously the price point is really low, and it really just depends on what size squeegee you get. So I got the 15-inch version, and for starting out, it's a great tool. But I quickly found one of the biggest flaws of this is the plastic ends on these. The problem is they extend too far out, and in doing so, it has a lip on the end, and this green lip extends too far out to the edge. So the problem is that whenever you're making your screen, the edges of your emulsion will be very thick. It's about a ½ inch on each side of your screen. When you're starting out, you don't have that much equipment to clean your screens with, maybe just a regular hose. And because it's so thick on the edges, it makes it difficult to wash your screens. And I'll show you an example. So this screen was made using this scooper. And the problem is these edges right here. So it may not look like a big deal, but when you're washing your screen and you're trying to take these out, you're gonna have an extended period of time of cleaning these edges. And it's not impossible to clean them. It'll obviously come out eventually, but you'll just either need a good pressure washer or to put your hose on like the setting that has the most pressure of water coming out. You'll find that it'll extend your time of cleaning screens because of how thick these edges are. So if you have a 6-color print run and you're dealing with those thick edges on the side, it's gonna make it really hard if you don't have a pressure washer to clean those thick edges. Now, by comparison, here's a screenprinting.com scooper. And this is not a sponsored video, I bought this one. But you can see here that the edges, the plastic edges end down here. So you don't run into those thick edges that the cheap one, this one, creates. So you can see here how farther away it is from the edge. So you get a nice, thin, even coverage on your screens. And this one's just as durable. You don't have to get the screenprinting.com scooper, but there are other scoopers out there that don't have this same issue as the cheap one. But whenever you're shopping for one, look for that. So look to make sure that the plastic ends before your edge, or else you're gonna be running into some really thick edges on the side, and you're gonna be spending an extra amount of time cleaning your screens. And that's time you could be using for printing or getting more clients. So just something to keep in mind. If you can and you're starting out, make the investment and get a little more expensive scooper. But if you find that you want to start out cheaper, start out with it, but you should really look into upgrading as soon as possible. So.